You're watching Chillyboy Productions. I'm Larry Chillyboy Chilson, and this is my review for Dear Evan Hansen. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to hit that subscribe button below so you can chill with me on each and every one of my new videos. Dear Evan Hansen is a 2021 musical adapted from the stage musical of the same name that follows a young man who gets caught up in a lie after a note he wrote to himself is found on one of his fellow students after he commits suicide. From there, he goes about trying to balance what is morally right with what is helping in this trying time. I've never seen the stage musical Dear Evan Hansen, but I know it's actually been a really renowned, popular musical. And I know Ben Platt also played Evan Hansen in the original Broadway production. The trailer didn't do much for me, and the makeup work and the aging effects on Ben Platt, well, were questionable to say the least. But I was hoping it has to be beloved like it is for a reason, right? Right? In the end, I am left genuinely just confused all the way around, perplexed, if you will. I think there's a lot of really good in Dear Evan Hansen, some aspects here that could have really been built upon to make a much better film. However, ultimately, I think it's incredibly misguided from the concept. So, Broadway fans, stick around to the negatives because I'm looking right at you. Those who love the stage musical, I have questions that I want to pose to everyone, and they'll be coming in the negatives. But first of all, let's get to what the film actually does really well. So I want to start with our cast. Ben Platt, well, he's 27, going on 40. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. It's got to have it like it is. He is not that old, honestly, to be playing a high school student, especially in Hollywood standards. However, he looks quite a bit older than he actually is, and that definitely hurts in this scenario. Also, he's a Broadway stage actor, so he's very exaggerated in his facial expressions, and that lent itself to feeling a little bit cartoonish in the film itself. When you're dealing with a screen performance, it seems like it was a bit much and it lost some of the emotional heft that the character needed. Now, saying that, Ben Platt is a great singer and he sounded amazing in this film. He knows these songs, he knows the emotion, and it rang so true as he was singing the lyrics. On one hand, yeah, he was probably miscast, but on the other, he just brings this music to life. So it's tough. And then we get to the rest of the cast, who are all really good actors. Particularly, Julianne Moore is amazing in this film. Caitlin Devers is also really good. Amy Adams is always fabulous, but none of them are really that good as singers. Particularly you, Julianne Moore, for being the best acting performance on this screen. Woo, her song was a little bit rough. So finding that balance, it is difficult, but it can be done. And I think the film doesn't do that. The one great singer here, not maybe the best choice in acting department, and all the better actors can't really hold their own in the musical numbers. So what are you going to do, I suppose? Now, there are some really genuinely interesting moments. Obviously, this is trying to bring greater awareness at large to mental health and mental health awareness, which is still very important, particularly in this day and age with social media, as the film tries to depict. It is very much needed. And in those moments, Ben Platt himself even has some great acting glimmers that take place. The other actors themselves kill it. The biggest highlight is the music, which is fantastic. That is the shining beacon of Dear Evan Hansen. And obviously, it's taken straight from the stage. It's very catchy, it's very impactful. The lyrics resonate really well. So I think all of the musical numbers, honestly, are pretty strong. So then, what doesn't work so well? I'm going to start off with the questions because honestly, the big problem of the film at large stems from the premise in which it's rooted. And that is this idea, this story, this concept of a kid lying about being a suicide victim's friend and lying to their family, lying to everyone. You have another girl who betrays his trust and goes behind his back to betray both of the characters in this instance, and it just leaves you with another person who is dealing with mental illness villainized heavily in the film, and they're also your main character. I felt so awkward sitting there watching this movie because you are watching this manipulation and lies go down surrounding such a sensitive topic. It's not handled well at all. Honestly, I found it to be really quite cringeworthy. So, why is this musical so beloved on the stage? That's what I'm trying to grasp because the big problem of the film stems from the play, and that's the premise in which it's based off of. Are musical fans just impressed by the music and they don't really care about the highly problematic and strange premise of it all? Yes, it's bringing awareness to mental health, but in honesty, it tackles it in such a way that probably puts the discussion back several years at this point. Really struggling to understand how this resonates so deeply with people when it comes from such a gross place at its core. I think you could make a story like this and just have him be the kid's actual friend that maybe people didn't really know about, and how him and his stories and his connection to this kid brought joy and closure to a family and did help to bring mental health awareness to a community. That's a story I want to see. That's an interesting story. But when you add that undertone of just deceit under that, of a total farce, it makes it hard to empathize with your lead character, which is in and of itself horrible because he is dealing with so much of his own mental health struggles. It really just made me uncomfortable to watch this all the way around. Next, the direction is shoddy. Honestly, like very shoddy. I didn't understand the camera choices and the cuts that were made. They were very inconsistent. Even when the film tried to be very stylized, it didn't hit the same beats with its style. It would go in and out and made for a very uneven viewing experience. It's also kind of TV lighting going on here. It's very brightly front lit, kind of like what you're looking at right now, which doesn't make for a visually attractive film, if you will. And then there's this sequence about social media that is absolutely wretched. This montage that they do here is so cringe that I wanted to just melt into my seat a little bit. I was like, what's going on? This is horrible. Honestly, I didn't hate the film. I don't think it's the worst thing I've seen in 2021. Probably saved a lot by the strong music and even the solid performances that are in here. But it just left me feeling so damn confused. What's all this fuss been about the stage musical, Dear Evan Hansen? How are they able on the stage to rework this base material to make it come full circle and resonate with you as a viewer and not just leave you feeling so awkward and such a poor position as you watch these events unfold? That's what I want to hear from you. If you love Dear Evan Hansen, what is it? What connects you to this? And how do they humanize this material from all sides here? And if you've seen the film and you've seen the musical, how do you think the film stacks up? Do they make huge, substantial changes to the material that gave me such a disconnect? I want to hear all of that in the comment section down below. That's the main reason I decided I needed to review this film, because I only planned to come on this camera if I felt really passionate one way. Because honestly, heading into tonight, I had only planned on coming on camera for this review if I felt really passionately one way or another. And then I decided I just want to talk to everyone. I need to know why this resonated so well. I've left so confused and baffled that I just wanted to have a discussion with you all. So please make sure to leave those comments down below. Let's get that discussion going. I want to hear your experience with Dear Evan Hansen, both the film and the musical. If you enjoyed my review and liked hearing my thoughts, please hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.